Hi, I'm Scott Jashonik, Director of Cloud Products here at Avere Systems, and I'm going to answer another question that came in, which is, can object storage be consistent? And so let's just take the complete native object perspective. If I get some data from this bucket and it's returned, and my pipeline starts processing it, ultimately the intermediate file will need put back into object storage. The way that object storage works is it is what is known as eventually consistent. When the put is placed into the object storage environment, it has to propagate across the fabric of the object storage environment. And until such time as it's fully propagated, if I try to get that file, so if I put file 1 and I issue a get for file 1, and it has not yet achieved that replication, it will not be available. In fact, it'll just say it's not found. You'll get an error. And so that's the challenge with eventually consistent environment. Perfect for archiving if you're just throwing a bunch of stuff up there and you don't worry about it. Got a concern when you start doing pipelines, you have to put something in the middle. That's where the Avere Systems technology would come into place. It's a couple of benefits for you. Number one, if you have a pipeline that you've been running in your HPC cluster for a long time, you can literally take and move that pipeline that's assuming there's a file system and move that all the way up into the cloud compute without having to change the code that you have. Just put it on VMs that are sitting in there, because you're going to run the Avere VFXT technology as basically a cluster of data access and performance between this compute environment and wherever your storage is. So if you wanted to take the data that's sitting down here and put it up here, or if you wanted to leave your primary data down here and use us as a caching layer, that's perfect. You can start working much faster. You're going to reduce the latency. We read ahead, so we take the latency out of the wide area network link. More importantly, what if I want to read out and put my intermediate files in object storage just for cost purposes or whatnot? That's fine, because Avere actually can use a bucket as a file system. We basically use it as a block, and we represent it as an NFS filer. And your intermediate files are written here, but more importantly, they're cached here right away. And so that means they are strictly consistent, so that your pipeline will not have to incur additional latency, nor will it really be affected by the consistency of the object storage. And so that is really consistency explained with a perspective from the Avere Systems. Thank you very much.